And we welcome you to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, joined along this evening by your play-by-play announcer, Chad Fry, as the Newton Rebels will be facing the Cheney Diamond Dogs in Game 4 of this 4-game series, Chad. And so far, the Newton Rebels have won 2 out of the 3 games.
And I got to tell you, it's a little bit surprising, considering, and I went back and looked at the numbers, Cheney had a 27-game winning streak coming into Thursday night that Newton managed to snap, and then they turned around and they put another win on the board last night. What was that, a 3-run victory last night?
That is correct, an 8-5 victory with a great pitching performance by Zach Bravo, as Zach went 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 base on balls, and he struck out 8. And then a great performance also by relief pitcher Zach Gillick, who came in and pitched 2 innings. He gave up 1 hit, 1 run, which is a home run, and 2 base on balls, had 3 strikeouts as he faced 9 batters last night. But you couldn't do it without any offense. The offense player of the game last night was Lincoln Andrews, who went 4 for 4 as he had 2 home runs and 2 doubles, and that second double was a double into deep center field with the bases loaded, and ended up having a total of 5 RBIs. So big night for Lincoln Andrews, and the defense was just outstanding last night for the Rebels.
And Lincoln's going to have the night off tonight, so we're going to have to look somewhere else for the bats. Maybe it's Jack Seacrest in the leadoff spot. He was not retired during that Thursday night victory over Cheney, that's kind of a big deal right there. Matter of fact, he set the tone for the offense that night by sending one about 400 feet on a 375-foot sign on the first pitch of the game that he saw. So that's the kind of performance we're going to need to see out of guys like Jack tonight.
Yeah, and Jack also had a good night last night as he was 3 for 6 and had 2 RBIs. So we're going to go through these starting lineups first. First of all, I'll do Cheney here for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Leading off and playing third base will be number 2, George Speck. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 3, Ramon Bengochea. Batting third and playing first base will be number 44, Davis Sims. Batting fourth and playing right field will be number 30, Andrew Miller. Batting fifth and DHing will be number 99, Lenny Ashby. Batting sixth and playing left field will be number 20, Tristan Kennard. Batting seventh and playing center field will be number 10, Ed Scott. Batting eighth and catching will be number 8, John Russ. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, number 5, Andrew Stewart. And pitching for Cheney will be number 21, Chandler Arno.
And for your Newton Rebels, the batting order will look like this. Number 2, Jack Seacrest will be playing in second base today. He'll be batting number 1. Batting second will be number 14, Sam Cassane, the center fielder. Batting third will be number 55, Nolan Riley. He'll be playing third base today. Batting fourth will be number 44, Roger Valoria, the designated hitter. Batting in the 5 spot will be number 3, Lachlan Ross. He'll be playing first base today. Batting sixth will be Andrew Brotman. He'll be wearing number 1 on his back. He'll be playing shortstop. Batting in the 7th spot, number 15, Mr. Hustle Habiki Uchi, who will be catching tonight. And then he'll be followed by Eric Garza, who will be playing in right field tonight and wearing number 9. Aaron Eshelman will round it out. His mom, sitting behind home plate this evening, is looking forward to seeing him back in the lineup. He'll be wearing number 5, and he'll be playing over in left field.
All right, Chad, we're going to take a small break for the national anthem. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. Chad, we're going to go ahead and go through the standings real quick. The Cheney Diamond Dogs are 21-2, and they are on a 2-game losing streak. They are followed by Hutchinson, who are 19-4, and they are on a 9-game winning streak. Then they are followed by Rose Hill, 17-6. They lost last night. And then Great Bend Batcats are 12-15, also have a 1-win winning streak. Then they are followed by the Newton Rebels, 9-14, who all have that 2-game win streak. And then the Mulvane Patriots at 9-14, and they have lost 3 in a row now. They are followed by the Derby Twins at 10-16. They lost last night. And then they are followed by the Hayesville Aviators, who are 5-17, also lost last night. And then the Sunflower Seeds are 5-19, and they are on a 3-game winning streak. So that's our standings up to date.
Starting for the Rebels tonight will be Jacob Lindemann. He is the 6'3" right-hander, 214 pounds. He's a junior at Wichita State University. So far this year, he's 0 for 2. He's got a 12.7 ERA in 4 games. He started 3 games so far this year. He's pitched 11 1/3. He's struck out 11, walked 11, and allowed 22 hits. So that's who we've got on the mound to start things off for the Rebels. His last game pitching was on July 12. That was against the Sluggers. That a loss for the Rebels. In that particular ball game, he gave up 7 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. Walked 3, struck out 2, and he'll start things off with George Sprecht, the third baseman. First pitch will be called strike on the outside corner, and we'll go to 0-1. Sprecht will foul this one back to the screen, and we'll go to 0-2.
Speck is a 6-foot, 185-pounder from Dallas Baptist University. His hometown is Shawnee, Kansas.
Oh, 2 count now, and it will be a little bouncer back towards Lindemann. He will scoop it and flip it to first. And that'll bring up Ramon Vingochet. How'd I do?
Vingochet.
I need to get an A on the end.
Yes,
Vingochet. So Ramon Vingochet now coming to the plate. He is playing second base today. 1 away as we're just getting underway here in Newton, Kansas. It's 94 degrees at game time. There's 22-mile-an-hour winds. Bouncer by Vingochet will tail foul down the first base line. Ross was on top of that ball, but in foul territory. If anything, that wind is blowing almost due in, so balls will probably be hanging right now. Pops him up on the shallow outfield. Jack Seacrest will head backwards, backpedaling to make that grab from his second base spot.
Well, I sure did think that Garza was going to make that catch coming in, but Seacrest made that catch going backwards.
It was kind of a long way for both of them to go, and Seacrest was able to make the grab. Davis Sims now coming to the plate, the first baseman for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. There's 2 away. First offering will be a called strike, and that's 3 straight batters where we've seen a called strike call in one form or another to open the at-bat. First strikes are critical. Fouls this one back to the screens, and we're 0-2.
Davis Sims is a 6'4", 240-pounder from Western Kentucky.
Line shot towards center field. That will be caught by Sam Cassane. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left as we head to the bottom of 2. And no damage done early. Take a moment and thank some sponsors of Newton Rebel Baseball right now. We'll thank Miller Insurance Agency of Newton, American Family Insurance of Ken Hall. Thank the new business, Duty Work. We also want to thank Conradi Insurance Group and Dan Heinze, Boston Insurance, along with Pouch Enterprises. Also want to thank Realty Connections, Store and Stuff U-Haul. Thank Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash, Pate Paw Attorneys at Law, Affordable Autos from Wichita, Remax Associates of Newton, Tim Marler and his family, the founder Carl Hodges, Dr. Brett Roofs, DDS, John and Lori Oldham, the Newton Recreation Commission, Bob Burke, Ray Roofing, and the Humane Society of Newton, which is Caring Hands.
And they are our game sponsor here for this evening, Chad.
Jack Sechrist is due to lead things off for the Rebels here. Sam Cassane will be on deck with Nolan Riley in the hole.
At Chandler Arno, he's a 6'2", 175 pounders.
So here comes Jack Sechrist to start things off for the Rebs. Arnold will come set, and we're ready for play. First pitch is up and in. That's ball one. Sechrist will dump this one in toward center field, but it will be caught. And that'll bring up Sam Cassane. Cassane playing center field today.
Cassane was 1 for 2 last night. So he scored 2 runs.
Lofts one towards center field, was unable to get it over the head of Ed Scott, and now there's 2 away on 3 pitches. Nolan Riley. I keep wanting to call him Nolan Ryan.
Well, you're not the only one.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's a good-sized kid, but there you go. Nolan Riley now coming to the plate, playing third base for the Rebs today. Called strike on the outside corner.
Nolan Riley also had a nice night last night as he was 2 for 4 and he scored 1 run, had 1 RBI.
Hard shot towards left, but again that wind blowing in, and that will be off the wall. He will end up with a double. That ball kind of hung up there on Andrew Miller, and he was not able to make the grab on it. And Riley will cruise into second with a stand-up double. And designated hitter Roger Valoria now coming to the plate.
And I believe this is only the second time that Valoria has been the designating hitter here for the Rebels this season.
I believe you're right there, too. If memory serves, he's listed as a catcher.
So
Valoria has a runner at second in scoring position.
Valoria is a 6 foot, 215 pounder.
He's built like a linebacker.
Got a nice batting average, too. He comes in with a .462 batting average.
Takes one low and away, and that's ball one. Takes strike one, just below the hands on the inside half of the plate. And the count will go to 1-1. Riley doing plenty of dancing on the base paths out there as he's at second base. 2-1 will be the count on Valoria, as Arnold will miss the zone inside. Chased an inside pitch that was high. Gets a piece of it. It goes back to the screen. 2-2 now the count on Valoria. Arnold will step off. Pitch is high. Breaking ball that misses the zone. And Valoria will draw the walk. Lachlan Ross now coming to the plate. The first baseman has runners at first and second with 2 away. No one has scored so far in this particular ball game.
Ross is a 6-foot, 195-pounder from Kobe College. His hometown is Sydney, Australia.
Strike call on Lachlan Ross. That looked a little away, but it's still strike one. Much better pitch is let go by for ball one. Hey, it's hot for everybody, you know. We've seen some pretty good performances from the umpires this year. 1-1 the count. This pitch will miss below the front knees. It was right down the middle. And he's nibbling around the zone, but not catching it. It's 2-1 now to Lachlan Ross. Again, there's 2 runners on. No one has scored. Called strike. Excellent pitch right there by Chandler Arnold, and the count will go to 2-2.
He finally got that corner as he kept nibbling, didn't
he? Yes, he did, and he got a nice, healthy piece of that corner, and enough to get the call. 2-2 the count. Comes inside and gets Ross to try and defend himself. First strikeout of the game for Chandler Arnold. First strikeout for anybody at this point in time. For the Rebels, it's no runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left. No errors charged. We'll head to the top of 2 with this game tied at 0s.
Well, Chad, the way the Newton Rebels have been playing the last four or five games, they've really been competing really well. And as long as we get the pitching, our bats are working good for us. And then the defense has really come around the last 4 or 5 games. It's kept us in the ball game. You know, when you face a team like the Cheney Diamond Dogs, you got to remember they were the runners-up in last year's NBC World Series. And when you beat them 2 out of 3, you've done something.
Yes, you have. And even with a loss tonight, if that's what were to transpire here, they'd be 2-2 against one of the premier teams in the league, and quite honestly, with the state of life as we know it, one of the premier teams in the country right now.
Right, exactly right.
And when you're playing a team like this, you cannot afford mistakes, and you can't afford mistake pitches, you can't afford errors, you can't afford bad at bats. You got to play excellent baseball in order to compete and win against a team like Cheney. That's what Newton's been doing for 3 games.
Yeah, well, last year when Cheney Diamond Dogs came in to the World Series, they were 16th nationally.
Yes.
And so, you know, that tells you what kind of ball club that they have. And they've got a lot of those players back.
Yes. And they did make announcements about the National Baseball Congress World Series this week. There will be a World Series, and they're going to split games between two diamonds. I'll get some more details for everybody on that here in just a bit. Andrew Miller now coming to the plate, left fielder. First pitch down and away. And that brings a streak of 3 straight first pitch strikes to an end for Jacob Lindemann.
And Chad Miller's playing right field tonight.
Oh, okay.
Instead of left field.
All right, well, we'll change that number right there, and that'll fix that problem, and we'll change it for Kennard as well.
That was a fly ball to second baseman.
All right. Lenny Ashby, the designated hitter, now coming to the plate, and 1 away for the Diamond Dogs after the little fly ball there over towards Jack Sechrist. Strike call to open the at-bat. It was right on that outside corner and knee high. That was a tough pitch.
And this Mr. Ashby's, I had a nightmare about him 2 nights ago when he hit that 3-run home run.
Yes, sir.
To beat the Newton Rebels 8-7 on a walk-off home run.
Fouls it away, and it's now 0-2 on the boy in blue. Bad intentions for that 0-2 pitch, but the result is a foul ball. He'll Gloria Gaynor it back into the batter's box on an 0-2 count.
And I did want to say, Chad, when I said I have a nightmare, that was out of respect.
Yes.
Okay, because I talked to him after the ball game, and he's a great kid.
Tries to get him to chase high and away, but it is too high and too away. And Ashby will draw ball 1 of the at-bat. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat coming right here. That'll be fouled away. So we'll reset it here with a 1-2 count. Lindemann trying to find out number 2 of this half inning. Fly ball towards right will drop. It was too deep for Sechrist, and Garza stumbled as he broke on the ball. So it'll drop in there for a hit. First hit of the game surrendered by Lindemann. And that'll bring up Treston Kennard. Kennard comes to the plate with a runner at first and 1 away.
Kennard is a 6-foot, 215-pounder from University of New Mexico.
Swing and a miss. And it'll be 0-1. New Mexico. They're the Lobos, are they not?
Yes.
0-1 the count. Percher, perfect pitch. Not sure why he didn't swing on that ball, but I'm not going to complain. First strikeout of the game for Mr. Lindemann. And there's 2 away for center fielder Ed Scott. Runner at first and no score.
Ed Scott's a 5'10", 185-pounder from Fort Hays State University.
The Tiger will watch ball 1. That was a tough pitch right there. It's 1-0. Line shot towards center field. That will drop. It'll be a single. Ashby will advance to second as Scott picks up the second hit surrendered by Lindemann. And now with 2 away, John Rush, the catcher, coming to the plate. There's a runner in scoring position here for the Diamond Dogs.
John Rush is a 6 foot, 210 pounder from University of Arkansas Little Rock.
He thought about going with a strike there, but he let it go by for ball 1, and it's 1-0. And what that basically tells me is that when Lindemann's missing, he's not missing by a whole lot. It's 1-0 right now with a runner at second, runner at first. Fly ball towards right. Will be caught. Eric Garza plays this one well, and it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a pair of runners left for the Diamond Dogs in the second. We'll head to the bottom of 2. No score in the ball game.
And that was a great catch there by Garza, because as he was backing up, I don't know if you saw it or not, you can see the sun off the reflection off his sunglasses. So that just tells you what he was looking into.
Yes. Yeah, we're in that time period of the day where the sun sucks and the wind sucks, and then you got to fight the outfield lights when the sun goes down. So, not optimum playing conditions for our ball players on a day like today. Not to mention it's still well over 90 degrees out there. And we had heat indexes of well over 100 all throughout the state today. Due up will be Andrew Brotman, Hibiki Uchi, and Eric Garza for your Newton Rebels. Chandler Arnold back on to work the second. He has given up 1 hit and struck out 1 so far. The inning, and he's got to get his gear on in between. The always present struggle of a catcher. So Andrew Brotman, his last at bat on this diamond was a big one. 2-run shot on a full count with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th to hand Cheney their very first loss of the season.
Exactly right. That was, and I had good dreams about him.
I had great dreams that night. Actually, I didn't sleep hardly at all that night. I was too keyed up.
Yep.
Ball 1 is it's a breaking ball that goes outside. Fouls 1 back to the screen, and the count goes to 1-1.
Brotman's a 6 foot, 185 pounder from the University of New Orleans, where he's a junior, and his hometown is Arkansas City.
Pitch is in the dirt. Goes back to the screen, and it's 2-1. Some fairly interesting footwork by Chandler Arnold. Pitch is upstairs, and the count goes to 3-1. Called strike on the outside corner. Well-placed pitch at the right time by Chandler Arnold. And it's now a full count on Andrew Brotman. Brotman fights that off. He's going to dump that into right center. It's going to bounce all the way to the wall. Brotman is going to cruise into second with a stand-up double. And second hit of the game, surrendered by Arnold. Both of them doubles so far in this ball game. And that'll bring up Mr. Hustle, Hibiki Uchi. And was talking with Aaron Eshelman's mom earlier, and after the road game down in Cheney the other night, Hibiki and a couple of guys got to experience their very first rodeo by heading over to Pretty Prairie and seeing some bull riding. And boy, they were kind of bummed they had to play tonight. They wanted to go to the last night of the rodeo today. 1-0 the count. And for the uninitiated, the Pretty Prairie Rodeo has been going on for decades. It's the largest night rodeo in the state of Kansas. Shows bunt, pulls it back, stays high, and we're at 2-0. Sims was charging really hard from first. He's aggressive at first again. 3-0 as the pitch is high and away. Actually got away from John Russ, but Andrew Brotman, understanding discretion is the better part of valor and not trying to make something out of nothing right there. And Uchi will walk on 4 pitches.
It looks like Arnold just overthrowing right now because everything's staying high, not quite finishing.
He is, and honestly, his footwork is a little bit off. I've caught a couple of interesting spots there. He's moving his front foot back towards first before coming home, and he's just off. And anytime you're struggling in sport, and that's any sport, first place to look for yourself is your footwork. And if you find a problem there, everything else is going to be jacked as well. So Pat Hahn is going to have a conversation with his starter. There is no one working in the bullpen right now. So this would be an opportunity for the Rebels to pounce, as Arnold is struggling just a little bit. Eric Garza now at the plate for the Rebs. This is his first appearance in the ball game. He's playing over and right. Shows bunt and pops this one out of play.
Well, if everybody knows that you're bunting, I would say turn around and get her down.
And personally, when a pitcher is struggling the way we're watching right now, I don't have guys swinging at anything.
No, exactly right.
And don't be giving them free strikes with attempted bunts. 0-2 is the count now on Eric Garza.
Yeah, that first pitch was high, and that's why he popped it up.
Pops it up foul, out of play. Will stay at 0-2. And it looks like, quite honestly, Pat Hahn's trip to the mound served its purpose, and Arnold has calmed himself a little bit here, as he's delivered a couple of really nice pitches post-visit. O2 count to Garza. Pitch in the dirt, and that'll go to 1-2. One and two count to Garza. Runners at first and second. Garza got a piece of it, but it still ended up in Russ's mitt and will count as a strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Chandler Arnold, who's found himself after struggling just a bit. Aaron Eshelman now coming to the plate. He and his parents are a host family for the Rebels this year. And driving in from Pretty Prairie, which is about an hour away for every game. Fouls this one down the third base side, out of play. Oh, 1 count now on Eshelman. There's a runner in scoring position. That's Andrew Brotman, who led this inning off with a double. Swing and a miss. Went after an outside fastball, and the count now goes to 0-2. Got a piece of it. It goes back to the screen. Had another pitch high and away, but he's not able to lay off. This will be dumped into center field for a single. He's going to come up throwing. And that'll keep the runner at third as he absolutely drills it to Andrew Miller standing at first, standing on the mound. And that'll load the bases for Jack Sechrist. There is one away. That's a well-hit ball for Aaron Eshelman. Sechrist flew out to center field in his first at bat today. If he's able to hit something that deep again, we're looking at a run scored.
And Sechrist last night was 3 for 6 as he scored 1 run and had 2 RBIs. So let's see if he can continue it.
Called strike on the inside half of the plate. Count goes to 0-1. Pitch is in the dirt. Well played by John Russ, and keeps everybody where they're at.
And Sechrist does come in with a 3-game hitting streak.
This would be a good time to push it to 4. 1-1 the count. Pitch is upstairs and inside, and the count is 2-1. And on that pitch, Chandler Arnold quite simply didn't finish it. 2-1 your count. Nice pitch right there by Chandler Arnold on the outside half of the plate. And that's 2-2. No doubt about that one. So Sechrist now finds himself with even counts, needing to battle. Pitch comes downstairs, just below the knees. And Sechrist has put himself into a full count. We've got full count, bases loaded, and 1 away. Pops him up foul back to the parking lot. And the body language is that Jack wanted that pitch pretty bad.
Yeah, he tried to drive that one, just got under it a little bit.
That's what he was looking for. He just did not put quite as much wood on the ball as he wanted, and it's full count still. And that'll be a walk. RBI for Sechrist.
Number 14, Sam Cassane.
Well, Brotman comes in to score to make it 1-0, and Sechrist really battled up there up at the plate on that series.
Well, he did what you expect a leadoff man to do. See a lot of pitches and battle and find a way on, and that's exactly what we needed there. So that breaks the tie, and Sam Cassane now at the plate, called strike to open up the at-bat.
Cassane was 1 for 2 last night as he scored 2 runs.
He comes to the plate with 1 away and the bases loaded. Rebs have broken the tie and lead 1-0. Pitch is up and away, and the count is 1-1.
This is something that the Rebels really did well last night. They situation hitting, and they came through last night when needed it.
Pitch is inside, just misses his knee actually, and the count is 2-1. Had he dorned it, we'd seen another run come across. 2-1 your count with one away. Base is jammed, and Cassane will loft one towards center field, shallow center field. They're going to try and score the runner from third. Play at the plate. No, he is safe. And that'll be a sacrifice RBI for Sam Cassane.
I wouldn't expect anything different out of Hibiki Uchi.
Mr. Hustle. Yes, he is. Runners at first and second now for Nolan Riley. And there is 2 away. Riley doubled in his last appearance, that coming in the bottom of the first. Pitch in the dirt. Well played by John Russ, but Russ wants to have a conversation with Chandler Arnold.
He looked like he might have got fooled a little bit on that one. Wasn't expecting that, and then all of a sudden had to drop down to protect that from going clear back to the backstop. So he went out there to talk to him a little bit and settle him down.
Good timing for something like that.
And now Coach Pat Hahn is coming out as Arnold was pointing to Coach Pat Hahn to kind of motion him. So there might be something wrong either with him or with the mound.
Looks like they're looking at his hand right now too. Yeah, so that's going to do it for Chandler Arnold.
There is somebody up throwing now, but I can't see who it is.
Yes, there is. There is somebody warming. I have a feeling they're probably not completely warm, but they're going to have to make a change. Now, well, I don't understand this.
Well, if it's an injury, then they have a chance to come out and check him out.
Okay.
So that means he can stay in the ball game. And you got a veteran crew out there with Kessler doing the bases and Mr. Ariano doing the home plate. So
yeah, they've been at it a long time, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
So Nolan Riley will step back in with a 1-0 count. Runners at first and second. Called strike on the outside corner. Excellent pitch by Chandler Arnold and well timed. He responded to the adversity well right there. Swing and a miss for Nolan Riley. And the count now 1-2. Ground ball towards short. That'll be scooped. The throw to first will be in time. Andrew Stewart making the play to get the Diamond Dogs out of that jam there. But 2 runs score on 2 hits. No errors charged. 2 runners were left. And we'll head to the top of 3 with your Rebels leading 2-0. And we're back with Newton Rebel baseball live from Klein Scott Field in beautiful Newton, Kansas. Rebels are leading 2-0 as we head to the top of the third. The 9-1-2 batters due up for Cheney, and Jacob Lindemann coming back out to work the third for the Rebels. He has pitched 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and he has struck out 1. Starting things off will be Andrew Stewart, who is playing shortstop for Cheney today. Strike 1 on Stewart. First pitch strike. Pops him up into right. And that will be caught by Eric Garza. And that'll bring up George Specht, who grounded it down the first base, shading towards the first base side. In the first inning, that was scooped and thrown to first by Lindemann himself. Specht is a tough out. Just missing down low. Tailed a little bit at the end of that pitch to a place that's not in the strike zone, and we're 1-0. Two and 0 as this one comes high and away. And Lindemann falling behind in the count. Working fairly quickly with nobody on. Swing and a miss by Specht. And that'll be 2-1. Fly ball into left. Eshelman will make the catch. And that'll bring up Ramon Vingochea.
And that reminds me, I wanted to say last night there was a catch out in left field. We had no idea that they had changed left fielders. That was Eshelman had been moved from second base to left field. And I heard about it this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, that from grandparents were saying, let them know that that's Eshelman out there. So I just wanted to tell you, we knew that it was Eshelman after a while, but we do appreciate your comments, and we definitely want to give him credit for making that great catch out in left field last night.
Couple of pitches high from Lindemann to open up this at bat to Vingochea, and it's 2-0. There's 2 away, nobody on. Fly ball into right will be caught. Eric Garza had to get on his horse to get there, but he did get there to make the grab. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of 3. Rebels up 2-0.
Well, so far we have a good ball game here, Chad.
Yes, we do. Both pitchers, well, we saw a little bit of a struggle for Chandler Arnold in that last half inning, but he's kind of gotten himself righted again. So we've seen some pretty decent pitching here to open up the ball game, and we're moving right on through as we're heading to the bottom of the third, and it is 7:41 p.m. here in Newton, Kansas.
Rebels scored those 2 runs. It's only one of the first 2 times now that the Rebels have taken the lead over Cheney Diamond Dogs to start off a ball game.
They've been in that habit of falling behind and coming from behind to try and win for what feels like an eternity now.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a different plan of attack. case you're curious, it's still 92 degrees here at the ballpark, and that wind is still blowing hard. It's gusting up to 24 miles an hour now. Roger Valoria to lead things off. He has walked in his first at bat. Due up will be Lachlan Ross. Swing and a miss to open the at bat to Valoria.
And Valoria comes in batting .462 as he's appeared in 13 ball games. Correction, 8 ball games. Has been up to bat 13 times and has 6 hits.
0-1 count to Valoria. Swing and a miss. Chased an outside pitch. (0-2) count to Valoria. And lays off the outside pitch this time around. Count goes to 1-2. As Valoria will dig back in there. Pitch is in the dirt and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Two count. And that pitch just off the plate outside, and Valoria has battled himself back into a full count. Ground ball will get through. Hit to just the right spot to be sort of out of reach for Andrew Stewart, and that'll be a single for Valoria. And that'll bring up Lachlan Ross. Ross struck out in his first appearance of this ball game.
And we'll see if Coach has got a bunt to be laid down here to move the runner over or not. He does.
He does. He puts it down. It goes right back to Chandler Arnold, who will make the throw over to first. But Valoria will advance on the sack. And that'll bring up Andrew Brotman. Brotman hit a double in his first appearance. That coming at the as the first batter. Strike called on the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-1 on Brotman. Swing and a miss as he chases a high pitch, and it's 0-2. Pitch comes inside. He dances away. 1-2 now your count to Andrew Brotman. The runner at second is Roger Valoria. We've got one away here. Rebels with a 2-run lead here in the third. Swing and a miss. Pitch goes in the dirt. It'll be a strike him out, throw him out play. And that will bring a streak of 2 strike hits by Andrew Brotman to a close. Matter of fact, the last 2 times he had gotten to a 2-strike count, he had gone for extra bases. Hibiki Uchi now coming to the plate. Walked in the second, which he parlayed into a run. That run coming on that sacrifice fly from San Cassane. Called strike on Hibiki Uchi. Foul ball down the first base side, well out of play, and the count will go to 0-2. Pitch is upstairs to Uchi, and he'll work it to a 1-2 count. Again, there's a runner in scoring position. That's Roger Valoria. Just missing. Outside and just a skosh high. And count is 2-2 with 2 away. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the game for Arnold. Make that fourth. I forgot to make a tick mark right there. There we go. No runs on 1 hit. A runner is left. No errors charged. And I'm going to take about a 30-second break.
Okay, so we go to the top half of the 4th inning with the score 2-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels, and we'll be right back. Well, we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. And now here's your play-by-play announcer, Chad Fry.
So the Diamond Dogs will lead things off with Davis Sims. It's going to be Sims, Miller, and Ashby as we head to the top of 4. Jacob Linneman coming back out for the 4th. He's allowed just 2 hits. He's struck out 1 and has walked none to start this ball game off. Davis Sims coming to the plate. Swing and a miss to open the at-bat for Davis Sims. Pitch in the dirt to Sims, and it's 1-1. Pitch comes too far inside. That will put it at 2-1. Linneman delivering. This will be, and here we are in the 4th. This would be the first time the Diamond Dogs have gotten their leadoff man aboard. Andrew Miller now coming to the plate. He Popped one up to Sechrist over at second in the second. Pops him up foul back behind the plates, and the count will go to 0-1. So the NBC World Series is scheduled to begin on August 3. They're scheduled to host games August 3rd through 10th. They're going to be at X Stadium rather than the new downtown stadium in Wichita. That's the second straight year they will be at X Stadium. And they'll also be playing some games over at Hobart Detter Field in Hutchinson. 1-1 now your count as Linneman faces Andrew Miller. The tournament will be played in a bracketed double elimination format. So we'll see more announcements like who's going to be playing coming a little bit later. And Andrew Miller will be hit by the pitch. That's the first free pass of any kind issued in the ball game by Linneman. Now there's runners at first and second, none away, and Ashby coming to the plate. He singled in the second. Misses low and away. Count is 1-0. Strike called on the outside corner. And the count will go to 1-1. Wounded duck will go towards left. That'll be caught by Eshelman. And he'll get the ball in quickly to prevent runners from going anywhere. And there's now Tristan Kennard coming to the plate. He was a strikeout victim in the second. And there's one away with a runner at first and second. Jacob Lindemann in his fourth inning of work right now. Line shot towards left. That will score a run. Eshelman up with it quickly, and he'll hit the cutoff man. However, Davis Sims will score on the RBI single by Tristan Kennard.
And that time, Jacob Lindemann got that ball up, and Kennard was able to drive it into left field for the base hit and the RBI.
That'll bring up Ed Scott, who singled in his last appearance. He's got a runner in scoring position as well. This one will be fouled back to the screens, and your score is 2-1 right now in favor of Newton. This pitch will get away from Uchi, and runners will advance on the wild pitch.
Ball hit on the ground there, and just Uchi could not find it as he was looking everywhere but the right direction.
Yeah, he looked everywhere but right at it. That's kind of how it works sometimes. 1-1 the count now, and now there are two runners in scoring position with one away. Just misses inside and a little low. And the count will go to 2-1. Foul tick, and that'll go to 2-2 on the count. Again, there's one away with 2 in scoring position. Ed Scott, your batter at the plate. Lindeman lets one get away from himself, and count will go to full as that's well high and away. Pops him up foul, will stay at full count. Pops him up into center field. That could be deep enough and is deep enough to score a run. Throw to third will be offline, which will allow Kennard to advance to third. Andrew Miller, your runner, safe at home. Game now tied after the sacrifice fly by Ed Scott. John Russ now coming to the plate. He flew out to right field in his last appearance of this ball game. That coming in the second.
And Mr. Garza out in right field is playing a little bit closer to center field than he is the right field line. And you would think he'd move over just a little bit because that ball was almost hit down the line last time.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to go a long ways to get that ball, didn't he? 1-0 the count now. Swing and a miss, and the count will go to 1-1 on Russ. Swing and a miss again, and we go to 1-2. Pitch is low and away. That'll even it 2-2. Again, there's 2 away here and a runner at third. Ooh. Tough pitch on the inside half is let go by, and it's full count now on John Russ.
Well, Lindeman didn't miss by much on that pitch.
No, he did not. He's been hovering right around that strike zone most of the night. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game recorded by Lindeman. We had 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll head to the bottom of 4 with this game tied at 2s. Due up for the Rebels will be Eric Garza, Aaron Eshelman, and Jack Sechrist. And Chandler Arnold coming back out to work his 4th inning of work. He's still in the game after an injury scare back in the 2nd inning. Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash, Pate Paw Attorneys at Law, Affordable Autos, Remax Associates of Newton, Tim Marler and Family, Carl Hodges, Dr. Brett Roof's DDS, John and Lori Oldham, Newton Recreation Commission, Bob Burke, Ray Roofing, and Caring Hands Humane Society. Eric Garza now striding to the plate for the Rebs. He struck out in his last appearance. Swing and a miss as he chases an outside breaking ball. And the count is 0-1. Called strike. Count goes to 0-2. Pitch is just a bit upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. Foul ball, and the count will stay at 1-2 on Eric Garza. Pitch is away, and the count will go to 2-2. Just misses on the outside half of the plate. Might have been a little low. Garza will draw the walk.
Number 5, Aaron Eshelman.
Fourth walk of the game issued by Chandler Arnold. And it appears the bullpen is empty again. Aaron Eshelman now coming to the plate. Had that really nice single out into center field back in the second inning. He's going to lay down a bunt. This is going to go down the third base side. The throw is off. He was pulled off the bag, but they call him out. Wow.
Yeah, I thought he did not touch the bag until after he went by.
Yeah, I mean, he had to put his foot back on it.
Yeah.
And Coach Clark is going out to ask, and that's the right thing to do here because he did have to put his foot back on it, and obviously the umpire believes that he put his foot back on it in time. And that's what's going to be explained to him. Now we're going to have a conversation between the two umpires. And this is also strictly good protocol. When you're questioned, and if you begin to question yourself at all, then you go check with your partner. And you go ahead and confirm everything. See what your home plate umpire saw, if anything. So, well done work right there.
I was going to say great sacrifice by Eshelman.
Yep.
As he moves Garza over to second base.
So Garza now at second. He represents the go-ahead run. Jack Sechrist coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. That walk resulted in an RBI in the second. First pitch will be a called strike, and we'll go to 0-1. Called strike, looked a little low, and that's what Sechrist is glancing back for. But bottom line, there was a close play at first. That's going to put a little bit of mental problem in for the home team right now. They're going to be a little frustrated by that close play. And the thing to do right now for Jack Sechrist is to just calm your spirit, get into the box, and hit the ball somewhere. And start momentum moving back the right direction. That's going to be hit back towards. And it's going to be a double play as Eric Garza broke late towards third, and he will be thrown out. So it's a double play that goes 1-3-5. That's what that goes. down as. And at the end of the fourth here, it's no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the top of 5 with this game tied at a pair apiece. Jacob Lindemann coming back out to the bump for your Newton Rebels. He will be due to face Andrew Stewart, George Specht, and Ramon Vengoshea. I don't know why, but I seem to be really kind of overheating today.
Well, that's the way I am. I've scooted over so I can get farther away from you, and had to take my mask off because I'm overheated right now.
So it's not because I'm starting to stink. It's just because you want to socially distance.
Social distance myself from you.
Yes. Okay. I kind of expected this. I went out and mowed the yard this morning, and it was already pretty warm when I was out there. And I'm just not as young as I used to be. It took me a good hour and a half to recover from that experience, just laying on the couch drinking some water, and that's not cool. But this year in Kansas, summer came in with a vengeance right at the end of May, and it has been brutal. It's been 90s or better every single day. And my garden is completely burned up as a result of what we've seen here. Andrew Stewart now at the plate. He's going to lay down a bunt. That's going to go back to Lindemann. The throw to first will be in plenty of time.
Yeah, that bunt by Stewart was just a little bit too hard, and he went right back to Lindemann, and who came off the mound awful quick and made a nice play.
Yes, he did come off the mound quickly. And George Specht now coming to the plate, 0 for 2 in this ball game. Foul ball, and it'll go to 0-1. Count will run to 0-2.
Great pitch there by Lindemann as he took something off, and Specht was well ahead of that pitch.
Count runs to 1-2 on George Specht. There's one away here. We're in the fifth. Pops him up, foul, and out of play down the third base side.
That foul ball is brought to you by Kate Moore.
One and two now, your count. Ground ball towards second. That will be fielded cleanly by Sechrist. And that'll bring up Ramon Vengoshea. One and 0 now the count on Vengoshea. Strike call will even the count. There's two away, nobody on, and this game tied at a pair. Vengoshea will ground this towards Sechrist, who will make a pretty play there at second base. Back-to-back putouts for Sechrist. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And we'll head to the bottom of 5. This game tied at a pair. This is some fun baseball, isn't it?
It's a really good, clean baseball so far, and both teams have scored 2 runs, and both teams have 4 hits.
So yeah, this is this has been a fun game to watch thus far, and of course I have the perspective of having watched a whole bunch of machine pitch, coach pitch, boys, girls, and that's all baseball, softball that only parents can love. And so it feels good to be watching a pretty decent and well-contested ball game.
We got a new pitcher. It looks like it's going to be number 22, Dakota Dodd, coming in. He's a 6-foot, 205-pounder out of Newman University. His hometown is Andover, Kansas. And we'll give you the final numbers for Chandler Arnold, as he is done for the evening. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 4 base on balls, 4 strikeouts, as he faced 19 batters.
So we'll see what the Newman Jet has in store for everyone this evening. Due up is Sam Cassane, Nolan Riley, and Roger Valoria. You're watching Newton Rebel Baseball. I'm Chad Fry, and we've got a beautiful night in Newton, aside from the fact that the mercury is just a skosh over 90. The breeze does bring that down, but that breeze is a 20-something mile-an-hour wind that should keep balls in the outfield and not over the fences.
Yesterday we had a ball game in Cheney, and they don't have a press box, so we had to sit outside with a table, and we had a tent, and that wind was really doing havoc with that tent. It was moving it around quite a bit. We did have it anchored down a little bit, but when the gust came up, so did the tent.
Yes, I can imagine. So here we are with Sam Cassane. Had a sacrifice, and he's also flown out. That sacrifice gave him an RBI, that coming into second inning. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch of this at bat. Strike called on the inside corner, just under his belt. Nice pitch right there by Dakota Dodd. One and two as Cassane lays off an outside pitch.
And that is Dakota Rod. If I told you Dodd, I apologize.
That's all right. We'll just scribble an R and away we go. Fly ball into center field will be dumped right in front of Ed Scott. And Sam Cassane is aboard with his first hit of the ball game. First hit of the game surrendered by Rod. And that'll bring up Nolan Riley. Riley is 1 for 2 with a double in this ball game.
And that's the 4th time in the ball game that the Rebels have started off with somebody on base out of 5 innings.
Getting that leadoff man aboard is a big deal. Your percentage for scoring goes up exponentially when you're able to accomplish that feat. 0 for 1 after a called strike on Nolan Riley. Pops him up foul, and the count will go to 0 and 2. Throw back to first by Rod. That'll chase Cassane back, who was back on the bag in ample time. Pitch was low and away, though it was darn close to the strike zone. And it's 1-2. He's going to loft this one towards left. That will be caught. Kennard shaded to his left from his spot and was able to make the grab. And that'll bring up Roger Valoria, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 1 with a walk today. Pops him up, foul out of play. 0-1 your count. Pitch is in the dirt and the count goes to 1-1. Valoria will pop one up into foul territory on the right side, and it will fall to the turf. Heck of a chase given to that ball by Vingo Shea, but he was unable to get to it. He ran a long way from his spot at second to try and get to that ball.
He sure did, because he was favoring second base on that, and like you say, he hustled down but was not able to get to it.
One and two count now on Valoria. Throw to first, not in time. Called third strike. He got himself caught looking and fooled. First strike out of the game for Rod. And there's two away now for Lachlan Ross and a runner at first. Ross had a sacrifice in the third. He is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. Pitch is low, and that's ball one. Stolen base will be recorded by Sam Cassane, who is going with the pitch.
Good job there by Cassane to get himself in scoring position. Now if Ross can come through.
1-1 the count now on Lachlan Ross. Pitch will miss inside, and the count will go to 2-1. Fly ball into center field.
Get out of here. Yes.
And it's gone!
Home run by number 3, Lachlan.
Boy, he had to hit that ball hard to get it out of here on center field with the wind blowing the way it is today. That is a 2 RBI dinger. As Kassane was standing at second, and that'll break the tie. Rebs now up 4-2,
Number 1,
and they've out-hit their guests 6-4.
Sorry about hollering, get out of here, but I just had to help it, had to help it a little bit.
Let's just be straight about it, man. We're fans too. I mean, come on. We are. We put a lot into this in the off season, and we want to see these guys do well. Andrew Brotman now at the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Ball 1 issued to Brotman. Fouls this one back to the screen, and the count is 1-1.
Well, one thing we saw about the Newton Rebels before the season started, they got a lot of power. So
Yes, they do. Our concerns were never about the Rebel offense, ever. And he'll dump this one into right. We did have some concerns early on about the timing of some of the offense,
Right.
but we knew the offense was there.
yeah, situation hitting there the first week or two really hurt us. But they've come through here the last 4 or 5 games in situational hitting.
Mr. Hustle now coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Runner at first, swing and a miss for Hibiki Uchi, and the count is 0-1. There are 2 down for the Rebs right now. Ground ball will be foul, and the count will be 0-2. Pitch in the dirt and away, and the count goes to 1-2.
Nice job there by the catcher Ross, as he had to move to his right and get down on both knees to block that one.
Ground ball, that'll get through for a hit. He hit that right on the button, right between short and third.
Eric Garza.
And runners at first and second now for Eric Garza. He walked in the fourth and struck out in the second. And again, we've got 2 away. Pitch is low and away. Garza lays off, and it's 1-0. And Eshelman is in the on-deck circle. Low and away again, and he's staying away from Garza right now. Foul ball down the first base side, out of play. 2-1 your count. Foul ball down the right field line is going to go
Foul ball is brought to you by Boston.
towards the track and be foul. And count is now 2-2 on Eric Garza. Fouls this one back behind the screen into the parking lots. He's staying alive right now, 2-2. Your count.
That one was on the outside corner. It would have been nice for Garza to drive that into right field, but he got a piece of it and was able to hang in there.
Fouls this one away as well. That one was more down the middle. So 2-2 count. There's 2 away with 2 runners on, and the Rebels leading by 2.
But you got to give him credit. He's up there battling.
Yes, he is. He's doing the job right here. And that'll be a wild pitch. That'll allow runners to go to second and third. So Brotman and Nucci both move up, and the count goes to full on Eric Garza.
Well, with first base open, I wouldn't expect him to throw him anything good here. He may have him chase something.
I would imagine you won't see any fat pitches right here. And that's going to go down the left field line, and it's going to catch in, and there'll be 2 runs scored as Garza will cruise into second with a double.
2 RBIs, and though Rod just made an error there as he put that one right down the middle, and Garza turned on it and hit that to left field.
You know, we were talking about not seeing any fat pitches, but that pitch was fat. And Garza made use of it. And, you know, we talked the other night about making teams pay for their mistakes. That's one of those mistakes you've got to make somebody pay for. And Garza absolutely did it. So the Rebels have now put 4 on the board. We've got a reliever coming into the ball game.
It's going to be number 36, Rowan Arendt. He's a 6'3", 240-pounder from Odessa College. It's Arrant is the way it's spelled.
So we'll see what Roger Arendt has in store. Rebs have built themselves a lead here. They've put together a big inning, which early on this season was their doom.
Yep.
So we shall see if they're able to make it stand up. Should they be able to make this stand up, you'd be looking at Lindemann getting a W because he's pitched 5, and you'd also be looking at Rod picking up the L, but it's a little early to talk too much about that.
So Rowan Arendt is now the pitcher, and for Dakota Rod, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 strikeout as he faced 7 batters. And the runner on at second base, Garza, will be charged to him if he does score. I just realized why I can't read these. It's dark in here.
Yes, it is. It's about time for someone to say, "Let there be light."
Thank you.
And there it is.
Oh, and it hit him.
And the first batter he faces on the first pitch, he hits. And that'll put Eshelman aboard. And the 9th batter of the inning now coming up in the form of Jack Sechrist. Sechrist hit into an unconventional double play in the 4th inning. And that was his last appearance. Had an RBI walk in the 2nd. Swing and a miss for Sechrist. There's 2 away and runners at first and second. Off the plate inside. And Seacrest has evened the count at ones. Fouls this one down the first base side, out of play, and the count will go to 1-2.
That foul ball is brought to you by Roofing Services Unlimited.
Ball in the dirt will skitter away from John Russ, but nobody going anywhere.
By the way, Chad, this is the 9th batter brought up
Yes, it
by
is.
the Newton Rebels here this inning.
2-2 count here. Count goes to full on Jack Seacrest.
Yeah, with 2 down, they'll be taking off, won't they?
It's full count, so it's time to be moving. Seacrest will pop one into center field, should be caught, and it is caught. That'll end the Reb threat. However, Rebs put 4 on the board. They do that on 4 hits, no errors. They leave 2 runners on. We'll head to the top of 6 with your Rebels leading 6-2. And due up will be Sims, Miller, and Ashby.
Well, a great inning there for the Newton Rebels as they scored 4 runs off 5 hits and no errors, and they did lose the 2 on base. But you know what, Chad? The situational hitting this time came through for the Newton Rebels.
Oh, yes, it did. They did a lot of that damage with 2 away. Pretty much every run scored with 2 away.
Thank you, host families.
Looks like Lindeman's going to be coming out for his
Yes,
6th inning of work.
Yes, he is. And he's going to face a part of the order that was able to sort of scratch the surface for a couple of runs back in the 4th. That would have been Sims, Miller, and Ashby. And then you got Kennard coming after that. Those guys combined to find a way to scratch out 2 runs in the 4th.
For those of you wondering how Lindeman is doing, he has gone 5 innings so far, has given up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, no base on balls, 2 strikeouts as he has faced 20 batters, and he's at 63 pitches.
Yes, he's been very good. He has hit 1 guy. He's given 1 free pass that away. But he's done a nice job of making the Diamond Dogs earn everything at the plate, and he's been right around that strike zone pretty much every pitch.
And a very fair strike zone on both sides there by the home plate umpire.
You can complain all you want and you can ask for better, but you won't be able to get better than this. Ground ball towards third. The throw across the diamond will be in plenty of time. And Riley making that play. 1 away. Andrew Miller now coming to the plate. He's the guy that was hit by pitch by Lindeman. That was in the 4th inning. He later scored on a sac fly.
Riley had a great defensive game last night, and the defense has just improved all around this last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, that was a struggle for the Rebels in the early parts of this season. We'd walk away from the diamond having games where we had more errors than hits, and that's never a recipe to win. Pitch is low and inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Strike called. Count goes to 1-1. Pitch is inside and high, and the count goes to 2-1. Called strike right on the knee. At a healthy portion of the inside corner, and the count is 2-2. Bounces one in front of the plate. Count goes to full. Fly ball into left. Eshelman on his horse. And he'll make the grab. Nice play by Aaron Eshelman. Coming to the plate now is Lenny Ashby. He is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-0. And there's somebody working over there in the bullpen for Cheney. One and one the count after the foul ball to the screen. Foul ball. Uchi grabs it, tagged him just in case it wasn't totally foul.
Smart thinking there by Uchi.
Yep. Yeah, if that hadn't caught like a piece of somebody's foot or something, that could have been a free out right there. But as it was a foul ball, and it's 1-2. Pitch is just a little low, and the count goes to 2-2. Ground ball towards second. Throw to first in plenty of time as Sechrist got to the ball quickly and was able to set himself and make the play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of 6. Rebels up 6-2. And I am going to go head out for a moment as my back teeth are floating around a little bit, and we're going to get them out of the water.
Sounds good. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th inning with the score 6-2 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And coming in for his second inning of work will be Rowan Arendt, as the Newton Rebels sent 9 batters to the plate in the 5th inning. And they scored 4 runs to take that 6-2 lead. The first batter coming up will be the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane, who started off that big inning for the Rebels as he got a base hit and ended up scoring a run on a home run by Lachlan Ross clear out into center field as he made it 4-2. But the Rebels scored 4 runs on 5 hits that last inning. So they need to keep batting because this Cheney Diamond Dogs, like I say, have been averaging anywhere between 13 to 15 runs per game. Newton Rebels have clamped them down just a little bit here in the last 4 games. So we're ready for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Once again, the score is 6-2 in favor of your Newton Rebels. And now batting the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane. Riley on deck, and Valoria will be in the hole. The Newton Rebels will be off tomorrow evening, and we'll be back in action on Monday. A swing and a miss there by Cassane as the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. Then they'll be back in action on Mondays. They start a 4-game series with the Great Bend Batcats. Will be in Great Bend on Monday and Wednesday. They'll be back home on Tuesday and Thursday. Game times are scheduled for 7 p.m. There's a swing and a miss there by Cassane. The count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you are joining us, we thank you very much for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the telecast. Your play-by-play announcer, Chad Fry, and he's taking just a small break, so I will fill in till he gets back. Cassane steps out and back in again, ready to go. Ball hit deep into left center field. That's going to be over the head of the center fielder, Scott. And Cassane will be in with a double as the Newton Rebels get their 5th leadoff hitter in 6 innings. Cassane back-to-back base hits here in the ball game, as he had a single the last time as he started things off for the Rebels. And this time he's in with a double. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley. Riley so far is 1 for 3 in the ball game, as he started off with a double in the first inning, grounded out to the shortstop in the second as he made the third out, and then flew out to left field in the last inning as he made the first out. We're going to have a pinch runner now at first base. It will be number 13, Darius Gaston, coming in to pinch run for Sam Cassane at second base, who started things off with a double into deep right center field. So Nolan Riley is up there with no outs. And here's Aaron's pitch. That one missing inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Riley, as the Newton Rebels are looking to add some more runs. And Chad Fry now back, so you can take her, Chad.
Ah, yes. Well hit baseball there by Cassane. Throw across for the diamond by Specht. Will retire Riley at first. Gaston will stay at second with 1 away. Roger Valoria, the designated hitter, due. And Rebels have a run in scoring position in the form of Darius Gaston, the pinch runner. Oh, 1 the count. Called strike on the inside half. Valoria thought that was inside. 0-2 your count now to Roger Valoria. He's got a runner in scoring position right now. Hard shot down the third base line, goes foul.
And Aaron's lucky because he got that one up in the right in the strike zone for Valoria. Really ripped it down the third base side.
Yeah, that could have been a run right there pretty easily. Instead, it's an 0-2 count. And he'll foul this one down the third base side.
And Gaston was taken off on the pitch on that.
Yes, he was. Looks like the hit and run was on right there. And Valoria was able to get a piece of it to foul it away. That pitch was a shade on the inside. So here we are, 0-2 count again. And we'll stay at 0-2 as he fouls this one out of play.
Oh.
Breaking ball. Froze him.
Oh, what a great pitch there by Rowan Arendt.
Yes. Very timely pitch and an excellent pitch. There's now 2 away and a runner at second. Valoria, strikeout victim in back-to-back at-bats, and both of those were struck out looking. Lachlan Ross now coming to the plate. He had a dinger in his last at-bat, that coming in that big 5th inning. Pops him up, foul out of play, and count goes to 0-1. There's that breaking ball again that he's being able to get across that half of the plate, and it's 0-2.
Well, that's one thing that the pitchers for Cheney Diamond Dogs really throw well, and that's that breaking ball. Wilson last night came in the last 2 innings, and he had one heck of a breaking ball, just froze the batters.
Bounces this one right in front of the plate, and it'll be 1-3 for the putout. So despite an extremely well-hit baseball by Sam Cassane, it's no runs on 1 hit. No errors and a runner left. We'll head to the top of 7 with the Rebs up by 4. Looks like Lindemann is coming back out for the 7th. Not sure where he's at in his pitch count.
75, looks like.
There you go. My gut says this is his last half inning right here.
Yeah, Bravo went 7 innings last night for the Rebels, and so it looks like they're going to try to get Lindemann into 7, and hopefully that's a lucky number for the Rebels.
Due up are the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Cheney. That's Kennard, Scott, and Russ.
So far, the line for tonight for Cheney Diamond Dogs, they've scored 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And for the Newton Rebels, they've scored 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. So the score is 6-2 in favor of your Newton Rebels as we do go to the top half of the 7th inning. Did you make it?
I think I did. And Gaston, who came in as a pinch hitter for Cassane, has taken over center field for Cassane as well. All right, so here we go with Tristan Kennard. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI in the ball game today.
By the way, I moved over to my right, so I put my mask back on. I've kind of cooled off a little bit, so I want to make sure we stay in compliance with the
county order.
County order.
Yes, sir. Foul ball Opens the at bat. It's 0-1. Ground ball towards short. The throw is off. And that'll be the first error charged to anybody in this ball game. Kennard will end up at second after the error charged to Brotman.
And you could kind of see that coming. I don't know why sometimes these fielders want to stay back. I've always taught my guys to charge the ball. Gives you more time to throw, and but Brotman just stayed back a little bit and just threw that into the ground. And Ross is not the original first baseman at first base. I think this is the second time this season that he has played first base for the Rebels.
And the other thing is that sometimes the best thing you can do is eat it, you know. But runner at second, none away. Pitch is well outside to Ed Scott, and it's 1-0. Scott is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice in this ball game. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-1.
Please bring all foul balls back to the front gate.
Breaking ball is high and away. 2-1 count now. Called strike just above the front knee on the outside corner. Bouncing foul ball back to the screen, and we'll reset it again. 2-2 count now. And again, a runner in scoring position after that error. There's none away. The Rebs have a 4-run lead right now. Foul ball down the third base side. Count will stay at 2-2.
As the umpire gets some new baseballs here, I'm going to give you some score updates. In the bottom half of the sixth inning is the Derby Twins 4 and the Great Bend Batcats 3. That will be the next Newton Rebels opponent. And we'll finish up here after this pitch.
2-2 count. Lindemann not really concerning himself with the runner at second. Eshelman is going to camp underneath.
Oh, he never saw it.
Oh, he missed it. He never saw the baseball. He didn't track it well. And that will allow a run to score. And Ed Scott will be on second base. So a familiar enemy for Newton rearing its ugly head in this inning. And that's defensive gaffes.
Looks like that's going to be it for Lindemann.
Lindemann will be headed to the dugout, and the call to the pen has been made.
And before we tell you who that is, we'll finish up our scores here. Top half of the sixth inning, it is the Rose Hill Sluggers 8 and the Hayesville Aviators 3. And in the bottom half of the fifth inning, the Hutchinson Monarchs all over the Mulvane Patriots, 15-0.
Oh my!
So that's a big game because Hutchinson's in second place.
Yep.
And of course Cheney's in first place.
Hutchinson's been playing pretty well as of late as well.
Yeah, they've won 9 straight ball games.
16, Andrew Patton.
So there's none away and a runner in scoring position. The Rebs have a 3-run lead as the call to the bullpen occurs.
It's going to be number 16, Andrew Patton, now coming in for the Newton Rebels to pitch. We'll give you the final numbers for Jacob Linneman. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts as he faced 25 batters.
Not a bad night for Lindemann. Rebs just need to finish this one off right now in the worst way. They just need to finish things out. We're here in the 7th. That means we've got 9 outs to go defensively. And we need to find a way to string 2 or 3 of those together pretty much right away.
Andrew Patton's a 6'2", 205-pounder from Lake Erie University. He comes from Columbia, Missouri. He has pitched before. He's pitched in 2 games. He comes in with a 9.00 ERA. He's pitched 3 innings, struck out 2, had 1 base on balls, and has given up 6 hits.
John Russ is 0 for 2 in this ball game. He struck out in his last appearance, that coming in the 4th. Breaking ball called a strike on the inside portion of the plate. 0-1 the count. Shoulder high, and that'll even it at once. So 1-1 your count, none away. There's a runner at second, and the Rebs are leading 6-3. Right here in the top of 7. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that ball, and the count goes to 1-2.
Well, what a great pitch there by Patton. Boy, that thing looked like I used to call them lollipop pitch, where it just kind of hung on there and then all of a sudden dropped down.
Yeah, that was a excellent pitch right there. 1-2 count now. And gets him swinging. John Russ is retired. First strikeout of the game for Patton. Andrew Stewart now coming to the plate. He laid down a bunt in his last appearance, that coming in the 5th. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Pitch is low, and that'll put it at 1-0. Inside, too far inside. And that will go to 2-0 on Andrew Stewart. And the sprinklers have come on.
Uh-oh. Wow.
What on earth?
That is the first.
Those things are supposed to be timered for the mornings.
Yeah. It is now 9 o'clock. So maybe somebody just punched the wrong button and set for 9 p.m. instead of 9 a.m.
So yeah, this is a new one.
And the home plate umpire, Mr. Ariano, I think he got his back pretty soaked there and made him jump there.
And the question is, does anybody know how to turn them off? I mean, seriously, it's a timered system that's supposed to pop each morning. And I can tell you now that at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, if you call over to the rec, you won't be finding anybody.
Look for Rocco Ardini and Zach Martinez.
Back at the old Our Lady of Guadalupe field, if you flush the toilets too many times at once, it kicked off the sprinkler system.
Huh.
Needed a backup flush.
So we're in a delay mode right now, Frank.
And we got some fans up in the stands that are filming this. That
Well, I would. I mean, heck, this is hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's like I say, we have never had that happen here in Newton before that I know
Yeah,
of.
this is a new one. I have not seen this before either.
And you've been doing this a lot longer here in Newton than I have.
Well, let's just say I've been doing this long enough to know how this system is supposed to work. Both these two larger ball diamonds have sprinkler systems embedded in them, and quite honestly, the Newton Rec Center has taken a little political heat at the city level because they turn their sprinklers on in the mornings, and that's when the most water evaporates when you're doing, sprinkler watering systems.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, if we can't get this thing turned off here pretty quick, the field is going to be unplayable.
Well,
And I don't know what they'll do then.
Hibiki Uchi just stood there at home plate and got splattered with that water. I bet it felt pretty good.
Hey, when you're wearing all that stuff, anything's going to feel good to try and get yourself cooled off a little bit.
And I'm sure that it's got a cycle that it goes to different ports.
Yes, it does. But if you come out here at 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on a given morning, this is what you'll see. You'll see both Kenny Williams Field and Klein Scott Field being watered at the same time.
Well, we put on the "We'll be right back" menu up because we're not sure exactly how long we're going to before we're able to shut these down.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hydrate myself right now
there
too.
you go.
So there you go.
So the score is 6-3 in favor of the Newton Rebels as we are in the top half of the seventh inning. We are going to take a small break, and we'll be back as soon as we're able to play ball.
And we're going to return to baseball action. The sprinkler system has been quelled, so to speak. And a bunt attempt is unsuccessful by Andrew Stewart. We'll reset where things are at right now. We got a runner at second. That's Ed Scott. John Russ had just struck out. And we now have a 2-1 count on Andrew Stewart. Rebels leading 6-3 here in the top of the 7th. And Andrew Patton on the mound. Go to 3-1 after he leaves one well high.
Well, we couldn't find the shutoff valve. The shutoff for it. So we just turned off the water to the pump.
That'll work.
And that automatically shut them down.
And Andrew Stewart will draw the walk. Runners at first and second, so the tying run now at the plate in the form of George Specht. He is 0 for 3. And one away. Vinga Shea is 0 for 3 in this game. He's got a ground out and a pair of flyouts. And that will be a hit just out of reach, and 2 runs will score. And it'll be 6-5 after the 2 RBI single by Vinga Shea. Scott and Stewart, your runners safe at home. Specht will head to second. He is the tying run. And the go-ahead run at first with 1 away. And Davis Sims coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in this ball game with a run scored. Your score in favor of Newton. Patton will induce the pop fly. That is an infield fly. The batter runner is out on the infield fly. And the runners will stay at first and second, as is their prerogative and option. Andrew Miller now coming to the plate. 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored a run. Called strike on a breaking ball. And that'll get away from Uchi. Throw to third, not in time. And Specht, which is the tying run, now at third after the wild pitch. Count is 1-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if they send Mingo Shea to second base here. They may have a play on.
Swing and a miss. And the count will go to 1-2. Breaking ball let go by for a ball 2. Just missing below the knees, and the count will even at 2-2. Comes too far inside, just off the hands. Count will go to full. Ground ball is foul, and the count will stay at full. Full count, 2 away. 6-5 in favor of Newton is your score. Pops him up in foul territory down the first base side. Chase given, and it is caught by Lachlan Ross. And 2 runs score. Yes, 3 runs. I missed a circle. 3 runs score on
2 hits.
2 hits. And I charged a couple of errors in that half inning. We'll head to the bottom of 7. Your Rebels clinging to a 1-run lead. And Cheney's a team you cannot give free outs to. And in that half inning, that's exactly what Newton did.
Well, you know what happened there? That hit it to left field that nobody could find. It's kind of started things up as on the second batter on Ed Scott there, as Kennard had reached on an error.
We had back-to-back errors, and that led to a couple of base runners. Both of those guys would score, and now we're sitting here at 6-5.